Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Spectacles. So this video is all about the fundamentals of JavaScript and going to explore and work with data types and variables. So before moving forward into data types and variables, we should know about what is JavaScript in a brief manner. So JavaScript is an interpreted programming language where we can create interactive and seamless transitions between pages or an elements in a web page. So that's how we can work in JavaScript in front end, but also we can work in back end through the help of a Node.js. So rather than back-end development, we can work in sort of domain also, like game development, web pages and mobile applications. So that's how a brief of a JavaScript. And let's moving forward into variables. So what is variable? Variable where we can store a data, that is a variables. Okay, so in JavaScript there is a three declaration of variable types, that is var, let and const. So var is your classical JavaScript when there is no standard like ES6 or ES5. Now we are working with ES6 in ES5, so there is a concept of blocking variables and non-blocking variable scopes. So of course blocking variable is your let and const, which given by your ES6 and ES5 concept, ECMAScript standards. And when we talk about a var, so that is your standard, or you can say that very traditional one. Okay, so just going to explore with var, let and const. So here is your VS Code. So here is your VS Code. So in VS Code I already made a function of made a folder of JS1. Let me tell you about a bit of extensions, that is auto rename tag, live server, which I'm going to use mostly in my whole programming structure. So here I will write an index.js, or instead of writing an index.js, because I am giving you a concept, so it's not a main page, because I have a habit to write an index.js or app.js first, then start with an HTML. But this is a session of fundamentals, so I will write it down here, a variables.js. Okay, and going to connect with an index.html. This is a main hypertext markup language file, and create one boiler template, and here just write it down, tag name, that is script, that's it, and sources. In this source write it down variables.js, and that's how we can connect between an index and JS. Now here click on open with live server. Through the help of this extension live server, I can create my own server of a set, that is a live server. Okay. Now here open your console. While we are working and can see our output in console. Okay, so I told you that we can work in backend development through the help of a Node.js. Now this Node.js works and created by a browser. So that browser developers get to know that at a time that we can work also in backend development also. So that backend development, because browser can communicate between client side and server side. So that's why we can work in backend development. How? Through the help of V8 engine. That V8 engine nothing, it's your engine of your browser, which extracted by the developer so that we can create a backend. We can work or create backend APIs and backend routers also. So we'll talk about it in different lectures of Node.js. I already shared this information in Burn Stack playlist. You can just check it out, my link below. Okay. So in that you can got to know everything about our Node.js. Now coming back to the topic. Okay. So as we know that this is a console. Now here if I will write down console.log and write it down hi here, press enter, it will show you a hi. Okay. So instead of writing here, I will write it down here so that I can share this everything in a source code so that you can also work in that. Okay. So this is my variable.js. Instead of writing this command here, I will write it down here, console.log hi and control plus S, and it will working perfectly. Okay. So my connection between HTML and variables.js and HTML is working fine. Okay. Now the concept is all about a variables.js. Let me show you the difference between var, let and const. Okay. So here I will work with a var, var, that is a traditional declaration part of JavaScript variables, and here I will write it down x equals to 5. Now here I will write it down console.log x, that's it. It shows me an 5. Okay. Now I'm copying this, paste it down here, and here I will write it down y. Instead of var, I will write it down let. And here instead of x, that is your y. Here also 5, but need to show a difference, so I will include one string data type. And here I will write it down a const, sorry, let. Okay, so this is my let, and similarly here is my variable of var, and I will create one more, that is const. Okay, and instead of y, just shift into a, and here is your a equals to 5. Here is your const. Copy this const and convert this into a string. Okay. Now as you can see, one is your var, let and const. Okay. You can't see the difference between three of them. Now I told you that the concept is that a blocking and non-blocking scope of variable. Okay. So here is your, if I will say instead of x equals to 5, I will change it to x equals to 10. It will switch it out? Of course it will switch it out. Okay. But what if I will write it down where it is also working here? It gives me a 10. Okay. Now same with let. if I will tell y equals to 5, y equals to 10, is switch into 10. But if I will declare it one more time, it is not going to change my 5 to 10, or because of my same declaration of variables. Okay, same with a const, but in a different way. If I will write it down, a equals to 10, it gives me another. 1 second. Okay, now there is a equals to 10. Now in const, as you can see, there JavaScript following two concepts at the same time. First one is a interpreted programming. Okay, it just reading line by line. See, where 10 like 10, but if you can observe here, this is a blocked. Because of const, we can't change it out from a equals to 5 to a equals to 10. Once you declared your variable, it is not going to change. So that's how we can work with where, let and const. So this is my non-blocking concept of where, and this is blocking variable, blocking the scope of variable, concept of variable. Okay. So I hope you got it of variables. Now moving forward into our data types. So this is my data types.js. So there are 5 kind of data types in JavaScript. That is your number, string, boolean, undefined and null. Okay. If you worked in Python, if you worked in C or C++, instead of writing a number, there is a concept of integer, float, double float, but that concept is not going, isn't follow in JavaScript. Okay. So in data types, if you work in data types, so there is a number which is enough to give you an integer or double float. You can work in numbers in whatever kind of you want to work with. Okay, so here is a number like console.log. If I will write it down, console.log, and if I will write 20, so it gives me 20. But how we can check it out? It's not connected yet. So for connecting our data types, copy this and change variables to data types. That's it. I'm hiding this. Okay. So here's your 20. Here's your 30. Here is your 40, and this is a number. Now how we should know about number? So write it down, type of. So declare here like where equals to a equals to 10, where a equals to 10, and here is your number, here is a type of a. You can check it out further. So this is your number. Okay, now work with b equals to hello, and here just write it down b, and this is your type of string. Type of string. Okay, hello string. See, now the concept of boolean. Of course, when we work with true or false, 0 1 means control flows. If and else, if and else is a control flow concept. It's not a boolean concept. In boolean data type, we can work with true or false, 0 1 like that. So where t equals to true, that's it. Now here is your t, type of t, and that is your true boolean. It's fine perfectly. Same with a false. So here is your false, and instead of t, write f, and copy this, paste it over here, and this is your f, and it is your f. That's it. Now false is your boolean. So this is your data type. Here two more concepts, that is your undefined and null. Okay, so just talk about undefined and null. So in undefined, when I will declare like let x, now I will not declare anything in, I will not store any data type. Now I am not going to declare anything in x. I will declare this through the help of an object. So if I will not going to declare anything, it will declare this variable by objects or a data. So it's an undefined. Okay, but I will not declare anything, so that is your undefined. Now null means when I will write let u equals to null. So null is your declaration part, which is an empty array. Okay, this is your non-declared data type. This is your declared and blank array. So that's a difference between two of them. We'll use it in the further sessions. So when you will check it out, a u here, so it shows you a null. Okay, so this is a difference between two of them. I hope you got it.